I thought I'd waited for the perfect moment to propose, but I never knew she'd already said goodbye. In a letter I was never meant to read. First saw her on a rainy September afternoon in rural Devon, just after our school let out. Early due to the storm, and while other kids raced through puddles. She sat quietly beneath the old oak tree with a book in her lap, and the wind teasing her copper blonde hair. Her name was Eliza. I was done for. We grew up as neighbors, spent summers building forts out of hay bales and winters skating on the frozen pond behind her house. I always thought she'd be there, just across the fence forever. But when I turned 18 and got a chance to leave for university in London, I took it. Too afraid to confess how I felt, especially with her wild, attention-grabbing younger sister. Clara, always hovering nearby, cracking jokes, chasing everyone's attention. Eliza was quiet, thoughtful, often lost in her sketchbook. And I was terrified she'd never see me as more than the boy next door. So I left, and life moved on. Or at least I convinced myself it did. Years passed. I dated, I worked, I tried to forget the quiet way Eliza used to look at me when she didn't think I was watching. Every Christmas I sent a card, and sometimes I got one back. Always polite, never personal. Then, one winter, after years of silence, I returned to Devon for my uncle's funeral. And I saw her again, standing at the back of the church. In a pale blue coat, her eyes still soft and unreadable, but older, somehow wearier. We spoke briefly, and it shook me how much I still felt. Over the next few months, I found reasons to visit again and again, and slowly. We reconnected, walks through the woods, quiet coffee shop chats, memories rising between us like smoke from a long-extinguished fire. But just when I worked up, the courage to propose, ring in hand, heart pounding, it wasn't Eliza who met me at the garden gate. It was Clara. She looked different now, too, no longer brash, but quiet and tired. And she held something in her hand that made my blood run cold, a folded, yellowing letter addressed to me. She wrote it the day you left for London, Clara said, pressing it into my hand, but she never posted it. I opened it right there, my heart in my throat. In delicate handwriting, Eliza had written how she'd waited for me to say something. Anything before I left? She thought maybe I'd come back for her. How, if I didn't, she'd take that as her answer. And at the bottom, a simple line that broke me: I won't wait forever, but I will always wonder what we could have been. I asked Clara where Eliza was, desperate to find her, to explain, to try again, but Clara's silence told me everything. Eliza had passed away 2 months ago. Cancer. Quietly, privately. She hadn't wanted anyone to make a fuss. She never married, never left Devon, never told anyone about the letter except her sister, just before she died. That night, I sat on the garden bench where Eliza and I used to watch the stars as teenagers, and I read her letter over and over until dawn. I never got to tell her how I felt, never got to say that I loved her since we were kids, never got to give her the ring that still sat in my coat pocket, heavy with everything left unsaid. Clara sat beside me at sunrise, tears streaming silently, and handed me something else, Eliza's last sketchbook. The last page was a drawing of us under the oak tree, our teenage selves laughing in the rain, and beneath it, caption in her familiar handwriting: some moments last a lifetime, even if they only happened in your head. I still visit that bench every year, sometimes when the wind rushes through the trees just right. I swear I hear her laughter, distant, soft, and still, breaking my heart.